This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, why was Killer Mike trending this weekend? It all started because of an interview that he did with NRA TV. Now, in this interview, this was, I guess, done prior to the March for Our Lives events that happened over the weekend, but also due to the school walkouts they were doing to protest and ask for more gun control from the students. Here's what he said in his interview with NRA TV.
Like I told my kids on the school walkout, I love you. If you walk out that school, walk out my house. We are a gun-owning family. Yeah. We are a family where my sister farms. We're a family where we'll fish, we'll hunt, but we are not a family that jumps on every single thing an ally of ours does because some stuff we just don't agree with.
I talked to Mike this weekend. I told him I didn't agree with him saying that he wouldn't let his kids walk out because I feel like if a shooting would have happened in the school and the kids wanted to protest, that would be cool. But you know, you may not agree with the platform that Killer Mike said what he said, but don't act like the man said anything wrong when it comes to advocating for gun ownership, in particular for black people to own firearms.
Right. He also says people aren't as progressive as they would like to believe. He said, "You're not woke. Wakanda and everybody had guns and spears." Well.
They didn't actually have guns. They had advanced weaponry, not guns.
Well, Killer Mike has since said some things because he wanted to explain why this interview came out the way that it did. Here's what he had to say about the interview that he did on NRA TV, because they did put out this interview the same day as the March for Our Lives.
My interview with said organization, who we all don't agree with, was supposed to be something that continued a conversation, and that conversation is about African-American gun ownership. It was not in contrast to your march. It was done well a week before your march. It should never have been used in contrast to your march, and I think it's wrong. To the young people that worked tirelessly to organize, I'm sorry adults chose to do this. I'm sorry NRA TV did that. I'm sorry that adults on the left and the right are choosing to use me as a lightning rod. What I want to encourage you guys to do is keep organizing.
Now, you spoke to him. Now he said he said because if his kids walked out during the walkout, he would have a problem with that.
He said, walk out my house.
He would have to walk out his house. But those kids were not just walking out because of people owning guns. It was to change some of the age limits and some of the rules and regulations to buy a gun, I thought.
I don't know.
I mean, listen, people were marching because they want some stricter gun control laws, and they want to make sure a lot of these issues are addressed.
And I have no problem with that.
Clearly, we have an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, I just think his overall message was about black gun ownership, and I feel like that message is being drowned out because everyone is mad that he said it on NRA TV.
Well, we'll tell you more of what he had to say. Here's more of what he had to say, and we have some of his tweets as well.
As your ally, and I am your ally, young people, I want to say that many of the people I organized with were at that march. Whether it was ending racism or ending classism, free health care, fair wages, fair earning for women, gay and lesbian rights, black rights in particular, around community policing and black men, all those things, all those people made up that march. I'm a friend and advocate to you all.
All right, now, somebody said to him, appearing on NRA TV, it seems like you're giving support to an organization that doesn't seem to care about black folks or is outright hostile toward them. Well, Killer Mike responded, discourse ain't always in the forum we want, but it's important we have it. I hope as an ally we don't make the mistake that the women's suffrage movement and the abolitionist movement suffered during Reconstruction. He said, I did an interview. That's no more a cosign than me doing your show.
I agree.
So
I've been listening to Killer Mike say that same thing on various platforms over the years, including this one right here, The Breakfast Club. So it didn't bother me that he said it there. But in this era where optics matter and your message can be lost depending on where you say it, I wouldn't have done it on NRA TV.
Right, and I guess the bigger issue was them putting that out on the same day as the March for Our Lives campaign that was happening in 800 different cities, more than 800 different cities. Now, Vic Mensa then said to Killer Mike on Twitter, you don't need an AR-15. As a black man and fellow gun owner, I would like to have a debate with you about your stances on gun control, to which Killer Mike responded, we got the same publicist and you have my phone number. I ain't dodging you.
I don't think Vic Mensa want that smoke. Not when it comes to that debate.
Nothing wrong with a debate.
There's nothing wrong with a debate.
Nothing wrong with a debate.
There's nothing wrong with you having your...
I'm all for the discourse, but I mean, if he actually watched the video, Killer Mike wasn't even discussing anything about AR-15s. That wasn't the conversation. The conversation wasn't whether people should have AR-15s or not. The conversation was African Americans owning guns, period.
And they should have the right to bear arms.
But clearly Vic Mensa didn't watch the video.
Right, yeah.
All right, Russell Simmons has been accused of rape. There's a new $10 million lawsuit against him. Now, these documents were obtained by Billboard. In this complaint, which was filed on Friday, a woman is saying that he lured her to his hotel room and raped her. She says that they met at a concert that she was with her young son, and they were invited to an after party by Russell Simmons. She then dropped off her son, and she said that she spent some time with him at a nightclub before they went to his hotel because he said he needed to get something. That's when she claims inside the room he said to her, I am going to F you. I'm going to F you, or I'm going to F your son.
What?
suit
This
then
is
says
wild.
he threw her on the bed and raped her, according to this woman's lawsuit.
What?
That got lost this weekend, by the way.
So right now she's seeking $10 million in damages for forcible rape, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligent infliction of emotional distress as well. Now, in the statement, Russell Simmons denies these allegations. He said, "They have shocked me to my core, as I have never been abusive or violent in any way in my relations with women. I have submitted myself to multiple lie detector tests. I denied forced sex and sexual harassment allegations brought against me in each test."
So allegedly she's saying that Russell Simmons said, "I'm going to F you or F your son." How old is her son?
Both, it sounded like he said.
Yeah, I don't know.
How old is the son?
I don't know, because she's a Jane Doe, so they haven't identified.
That's crazy.
Why
who
does
she is.
Why does he know the son?
She took the son to a concert. And,
Oh.
Yeah, and then she dropped her son off and went to the after party. Now, this is the 16th woman who is accusing him of sexual misconduct since the initial accusations against him were made. I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in